Welcome. I'm going to do an unboxing of Synology's newest DS414slim model network attached storage, or NAS. So this is just fresh off the box, out of the box that it came in, and now we got the actual unit that you'd get if you were to go into the store and acquire one. So let's open it on up. So notice it's pretty light already without even opening it up. I can already tell there's not going to be a whole lot of weight involved with what we're opening. So just pop open the top there. It's got a nice little thing saying check out the website and make sure to register for Synology. No problem. I'm going to pull the handle just to open it all the way up. I got another tab here with looks like a collection of different devices, probably the power, things like that. So let me just set that off to the side. Now we got the actual contents inside of the box here. Got looks like a little filler box on the side with some more manuals or whatever. Put that off to the side, and then the actual unit is here. And let me just pull that up with two hands. And there we go. There's the actual NAS. At this point, box is empty. So just to prove it, put that off to the side. Now we got the NAS itself, and a little box here with a welcome. So we got a nice little welcome kit, some stickers, kind of a here's your NAS, here's what you do with it, all that jazz. So let's put that off to the side too. We've got a, looks like a Cat 5 cable. So there we go. Yep, unshielded twisted pair cabling inside of a baggie here, probably a couple feet worth, maybe 3 feet or so. And another one, because it is a dual NIC unit, so it comes with two. I'll just put this back here. We'll put these guys up here. So we got these two right there. Okay, so we have the NAS box right here. We've got the two Ethernet cables there. Let's see what else we got. Looks like a bunch of little screws, a baggie with little tiny thumb screws here, or rather not thumb screws, but little tiny mini threaded screws. Put that there. Now we got another empty box. I'll get rid of that. We got the welcome. What other goodies have come in here? So looks like we have the prongs for a power adapter, which means that probably this thing is headless until you put on the power. Brute force when you can't find an opening, just pop open the bubble wrap. So yeah, it looks like you can use any kind of power depending on your international region. So in this case, mine came with the US 2-prong adapter. Makes sense. We'll try to pop that in there. There's a little dongle here, so there's a little actual tab that you have to push down to remove the adapter. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in that guy. Oh, that's simple. It seemed like it was harder than it was. So now I have a standard US style power adapter. So nothing too shabby there. Make sure you can see the light. Okay, so we got power and your standard little DC style input there. More garbage, and I think that is it. That's the whole kit and caboodle. Let's put this off to the side, and we'll open up the actual contents of the fun part. I'm just gonna take it out this side, it looks like. Oh, these two sleeves just literally pull right off. So there we go. Nice packaging from Synology. This is really easy to take apart. Nothing all that complex or weird. I do notice I've got two parts that are taped together, so there's a piece of tape running along here. There's a second part right here, so let me just take that off. It's probably the lid or the cover. Let's see what we got here. Open this up, and we have, yeah, it looks like the cover for the NAS enclosure, and it's all protected with the plastic sheet there to keep everything nice and shiny, so we get lots of shine off that kind of black glossy finish that is the Synology NAS. That's nice. So more garbage. Fortunately, it looks like the majority of this so far, other than the little plastic pieces, can be recycled, at least where I'm at, so that's a nice thing. So let's take this guy out. Another piece of tape. Now, this is really tiny for a NAS. I'm very surprised. I mean, I knew how big it was, but it's one thing to simply read the dimensions on a tech sheet, and it's a totally different thing to actually have it in your hands. So here is the NAS. It's got a nice little Synology logo on the side. Looks like on both sides. That's cool. And then here's the front. So it's got an array of LEDs on the front, and you can turn it kind of to the side and have it that way too, and the LEDs still show up. You can still see the LEDs from the side profile, which is really cool. So you can have it facing forward, sideways, some kind of odd angle, whatever. So I know a lot of labs, to have it sticking out like that, having all this space sticking out may not be enough. You know, it may be too much for your shelf or whatever. It might be easier just to turn it to its side. And also that makes it easier because then the network connections can be put out to the back or the side, depending on how you have it situated. So again, on the back, we've got the 2 network adapters, so 2 1 gig NICs, the power input, a USB 3.0 connector, and then the 4 drive bays for your 2.5-inch drives. There's also it looks like a locking hole there, so you can secure it in your environment if you're afraid someone coming in and stealing the stuff out of your home lab, or maybe it's your work environment. What else do we have? Oh, I missed one other thing. There's a USB 3.0 slot on the front as well. So you've got 2 USB slots and 4 drive bays, which is kind of nice. In fact, I just want to see how hard it is to get one of these to come out. Let me just rotate it. Oh, it literally just pulls right out. So then here's your enclosure for the 2.5-inch drive. Just the little 4 screw holes there, and you're done. And it pops right back in. So that's nice. Almost like at this angle, it's like having a toaster. So, oh, SSD is done. And that's pretty much it. You've got these 4 little rubber feet. Looks like there's a fan embedded on the bottom, so you can get the airflow out of the bottom. Probably inhales out of these top fins. Not sure if you can quite see those fins or not, but it seems to be that maybe it's sucking air out of the bottom and then letting it exhaust naturally out of the top, which is pretty cool. And that's it. So one last thing, power button right there. Actually playing around with this for a moment, I realized this is not a cover at all. It has these little depressions here. There's 4 of them in total. And this is actually like a mount almost. So this is what you can sit the unit on. So if I place it thusly and line up the holes, and notice they're staggered, so these 2 holes don't line up. If you look really carefully, you can see that the 4 holes in the front don't line up. So that tells you very clearly where the legs need to correspond, because the rubber feet on the bottom of the unit don't correspond perfectly in the front either. So it gives it kind of a one way to fit. And so there we go. Now you've got your Synology NAS on this little plate-like thing. And I suppose you could mount that, or just, it looks kind of cool sitting on its little mounting plate. Or if you had a surface that was barred, like a lot of people use like a baker's rack for their lab, you could put this on those bars, and that way the feet will sit firmly on something that's nice and solid, instead of potentially, you know, rocking somewhere in the middle between a pair of bars. That's pretty cool. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing of the Synology DS414slim network attached storage.
Don't miss out on my future videos. Become a YouTube subscriber today. Do you crave more content on home labs, technical certifications, deep dives, product reviews, and geeky shenanigans? Wahl Network is also available in blog format at wahlnetwork.com.